Someone is commenting about your face in a group of 15 people, and everyone agreed. Archangel Michael says, "There is something happening right now, my dear child, that you need to hear. It's as if the world around you is beginning to change in ways you can't fully comprehend." A group of 15 people, all gathered together, are talking about you. It might seem harmless at first, but let me tell you, what they're saying about your face is something you cannot ignore. Archangel Michael says, "I know that it's uncomfortable to hear, especially when those around you are not speaking directly to you but discussing you behind closed doors. You feel the weight of their words pressing against your spirit, but I need you to understand something important. The conversation happening now is not about you in the way it seems, it's about something much deeper. Your face, your expression, and your presence are powerful, and you don't even realize the impact you have on the people around you." As these 15 individuals gathered in that room, they didn't just see your face, they saw your strength, your heart, and the light that emanates from you. What they discussed was not just about the way you look, but the energy that surrounds you. They agreed on something undeniable: your face tells a story, one that captivates and speaks louder than words ever could. They noticed something about you that you may have never recognized in yourself. You've always been someone who radiates an energy that others can't quite place, but they feel it. It's no coincidence that this group, this particular gathering, all felt the same way about you. What they said wasn't just an observation of physical appearance, it was a recognition of something more profound. Your face, the way you carry yourself, is a reflection of your spirit, and it has a magnetic effect on those around you. Archangel Michael says, "Now, you might be wondering why this is coming to your attention. Why should you care about the comments made in private? But my dear child, this is not just idle chatter. The energy you radiate is powerful enough to be noticed by others, and it's time for you to understand your own significance. This moment, where others are commenting about you, is a reminder that you are not invisible. You are seen, even when you feel unseen. And you are having an effect on others, whether you realize it or not." The words that were spoken in that group of 15 people weren't just opinions. They were acknowledgments of your unique presence. They are trying to figure out what it is about you that has such an undeniable pull. Your face, the way you smile, the way your eyes light up when you speak, it tells a story of strength, resilience, and beauty that cannot be ignored. It's important for you to realize that these people, as they discussed you, were not just talking about your physical features. They were talking about your essence. They were trying to understand why you have such an undeniable impact on them. Your face is the canvas of your soul, and every line, every expression, tells a story of where you've been, what you've overcome, and the strength you carry. You might not have chosen to stand out in this way, but you have. The group of 15 agreed on one thing: there is something about you that is extraordinary. This recognition, while uncomfortable, is a sign that you are in the process of awakening to your true power. You have always had the ability to captivate those around you, but now, the universe is telling you it's time to acknowledge it fully. Archangel Michael says, "Now, I want you to take a moment to reflect on what you've just heard. It's not about their opinions, it's about how you see yourself. The way others perceive you is just a reflection of the way you allow your energy to shine. You are not just a face in the crowd. You are a person whose energy, whose presence, leaves an impression, and that impression is lasting. I understand that the words of others can be hurtful. It's natural to want validation and approval. But what's more important than the words of others is the truth that lies within you. Your face tells a story, but it is not the only story that matters. The true power lies in how you choose to embrace your own worth, your own beauty, and the uniqueness that you carry within. Remember, my dear child, you are not here to fit into the mold of others. You are here to shine in your own light, unapologetically. And as others begin to notice your strength, your beauty, and your power, you must stand tall and accept it. This is a reminder from the universe that you are meant for greatness, and it's time for you to embrace it fully. Archangel Michael says, "This is your time to step into your power." The group of May 15th have discussed your face, but it is your spirit that will leave an even bigger mark on them. You are the light in the room, and it's time for you to own it. It's time for you to acknowledge your own greatness and walk through life with the confidence that you are exactly who you are meant to be. This moment of reflection is a gift, one that will allow you to see yourself as others see you, beautiful, powerful, and radiant. It is not about their approval, but about your recognition of your own worth. You are here to shine, and nothing will stop that light from shining through. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, even as you read this message, the echoes of their conversation linger in the air like whispers carried by the wind. The group of 15 did not simply notice you, they felt something powerful when they thought of you. It was more than a fleeting remark, more than a casual comment. There was a deep agreement among them that your presence, reflected through your face, carries an energy unlike anything they have witnessed before. When they looked at you, they saw more than a face. They saw a life marked by struggles and triumphs. They saw the reflection of battles fought in silence and victories claimed without applause. Each person in that group felt a strange pull, as if something about you speaks directly to their spirit. They tried to explain it, to put it into words, but even with 15 voices agreeing, they could not fully describe the force you hold. Your face has become a mirror for others. It reflects not only your journey but also something within them they've been afraid to face. That's why every eye in that room agreed, because you awakened something buried deep inside them. Whether they know it or not, you have shifted the atmosphere simply by being yourself, and such a gift cannot be ignored. Archangel Michael says, this is not a message of judgment but of revelation. The universe is using this moment to awaken you to your own power. What they said about you was not a weapon meant to wound you, but a signpost pointing toward your destiny. It's the first spark of recognition that you are stepping into a role bigger than you've imagined, one where your face, your presence, will command rooms much larger than that gathering of 15. In the days ahead, you will begin to notice more signs. Strangers will glance at you longer than usual. People you know will speak differently when they're around you. The same energy that caused those 15 voices to unite in agreement is now growing stronger, becoming impossible to hide. This is not by accident, it is preparation. The world is slowly aligning to make space for the power you are about to unleash. You've spent so long underestimating yourself, dimming your own light to keep others comfortable. But this moment proves you can no longer stay unseen. Even when you try to blend into the background, your energy pushes you forward. Your face, your presence, tells a silent story that demands to be heard. Archangel Michael says, "Imagine a room where every conversation stops when you enter, not because of what you say, but because of what you carry." That's the energy the group of 15 felt. They sensed the unspoken force within you, a destiny written long before you walked this earth. That's why they agreed without hesitation. They were responding to something beyond human understanding, something divine. You may feel the weight of their stares, the echo of their words, but instead of fear, let it ignite your courage. Let it remind you that you were never created to be ordinary. You were chosen to leave an imprint so strong that it moves hearts and reshapes destinies. Those 15 people were only the beginning. Soon, many more will see it too. As this truth unfolds, doors you thought were closed will open without effort. Invitations will come from places you never imagined. Your face, once a topic of quiet conversation, will soon become a symbol of resilience and divine favor. Every comment spoken in that gathering has already begun to turn into energy working in your favor, transforming opinions into opportunities. Even those who doubted you will have no choice but to recognize the light that surrounds you. And when that moment arrives, you will finally understand why this message had to reach you now, because destiny does not wait for permission to reveal itself. Archangel Michael says, "The murmur of that private gathering has not faded, it has traveled through unseen currents, reaching you now because it carries a divine purpose." Those 15 voices may have thought their words would stay confined within 4 walls, but heaven does not allow truths tied to destiny to remain hidden for long. Their agreement about your face was not a coincidence. It was a silent acknowledgement that you carry something extraordinary, something larger than yourself. As they spoke, some with quiet admiration, and others with concealed unease, there was one thing they all felt. You are not like anyone else they know. They sense that your presence is both a mystery and a revelation. In your face, they see a reflection of courage, scars of battles won, and a light that challenges the darkness in their own lives. This is why no one disagreed, because they were all witnessing the same undeniable truth. In that room, the air shifted when your name was mentioned. Eyes widened, voices lowered, and a shared tension wrapped itself around every heart present. They felt as though speaking of you carried weight, as if your spirit could feel every syllable uttered about you. And it did. The energy of those words found its way through space and time to reach you now, because you must know that your presence is powerful enough to move a room even when you are not in it. Archangel Michael says, "Your destiny has always been written with brilliance, but you've been made to believe you are ordinary. The universe is using this gathering to show you that you are anything but." The 15 who spoke of you could not help but acknowledge that you possess an aura they cannot replicate or control. They agreed because deep within their souls, they recognized that you are chosen, marked by divine purpose. They didn't simply discuss your physical beauty, they spoke of how your face lingers in their thoughts long after you're gone. It's not just appearance. It's the way your spirit shines through your expression, the way your silent strength unsettles those who underestimate you. They felt an unspoken power, a presence that makes even the boldest pause and reassess themselves. Now that you know this truth, you can no longer walk as if you are unseen. The whispers of those 15 voices were a signal. Your time of being overlooked has ended. The recognition you've been denied for so long is about to surge toward you like a wave, unstoppable and undeniable. This is not only about fame or attention, it is about the universe aligning to place you exactly where you belong, elevated, celebrated, and free from the shadows. Archangel Michael says, "Your life is entering a chapter where even those who doubted you will have no choice but to honor your presence. People will try to explain it, but they won't have the words. They'll speak of your face, your eyes, your silent power, but what they're truly feeling is your divine calling vibrating through every part of your being." In the coming days, you may notice unexpected encounters. A stranger may stop and stare as though they've seen you before in another lifetime. Acquaintances may treat you differently, as if they suddenly realize they underestimated you. This shift is not accidental. It is a divine ripple effect caused by that very moment when 15 people's agreement unlocked a greater spiritual awakening in your life. The path ahead will not be free of challenges, but the recognition you are stepping into will shield you in ways you've never experienced. Opportunities once blocked will now open wide. People who spoke lightly of you will seek forgiveness, wanting to stand in your light rather than remain in your shadow. The energy surrounding your name has changed forever. You are not simply someone to be talked about in passing whispers. You are a force destined to rise, and those whispers are already turning into waves of acknowledgement that will carry you to new heights. What began as a private discussion will become public admiration, and in that transformation, you will finally see the reflection of the powerful being you truly are. Archangel Michael says, "The gathering of 15 did not stop with words alone. After they spoke, a silence fell upon that room, a silence heavy with recognition. They all felt it. The moment your name and face were mentioned, something spiritual moved through them, binding their thoughts into a single understanding. This was not ordinary conversation. This was destiny whispering through human voices. One by one, their expressions changed. Some were overwhelmed, some were amazed, and others were unsettled by the truth rising between them. But not one person disagreed. They felt the same powerful presence surrounding your face, a glow they could not ignore. In that instant, you became the unseen center of their gathering, commanding unity without being physically present. This agreement is not by chance. Heaven orchestrated it, ensuring that 15 minds would align at the same time, speaking of you with one voice. Why? Because when many witness the same divine mark, it confirms what you have long doubted. You are chosen, and your light cannot be hidden anymore. Archangel Michael says, "The whispers from that room have already started rippling outward. Even people who weren't part of that gathering are feeling a shift when they think of you. Conversations in other places are beginning to form, carrying the same tone of recognition. The world is slowly awakening to the truth about you, preparing for the moment when you step fully into your purpose." Your face is not just a physical image, it is a divine signal. When people see you, they don't just see features, they sense resilience, untold stories of triumph, and a rare spiritual fire that few possess. This is why those 15 couldn't stop themselves from agreeing. It was as if their souls bowed to the unseen greatness resting upon you. From this day forward, more people will feel drawn to you. Doors that were once shut will open because others will want to be near the energy they cannot explain but desperately want to experience. Every space you enter will shift, conversations will pause, and even silence will feel different in your presence. This is how you know the whispers have begun to manifest into divine recognition. Archangel Michael says, "You may feel the weight of this transformation, but do not shrink from it." The gathering's discussion was not to harm you but to awaken you. They spoke in unison because heaven guided their tongues, creating a chorus of confirmation meant to break through your self-doubt. There will be moments when you recall past times you felt unseen or unworthy. But remember this, 15 people, all at once, unknowingly delivered a prophecy over your life. They saw your face, but heaven let them glimpse your destiny. What they agreed upon was not merely human judgment, it was divine alignment, a collective recognition of who you truly are. Already, the energy is shifting in your favor. Opportunities long delayed are preparing to reach you. People who once resisted you will begin to seek your guidance and blessing. That conversation was not the end, it was the ignition of a chain reaction that will elevate you to levels you've never imagined. The comments about your face were not meant to reduce you, they were meant to crown you. And now, the crown of recognition is being placed upon your life. Your journey from the shadows into the brilliance of your destiny has begun, and nothing will be able to stop what has been divinely set in motion. Archangel Michael says, "The moment their words left their lips, heaven recorded every syllable." Those 15 voices did not realize they were participating in something divine. What began as simple comments about your face became a spiritual declaration. They unknowingly unlocked a shift in the atmosphere around you, setting in motion events that will alter the course of your destiny. Even now, as you absorb this message, unseen forces are aligning. The whispers from that gathering are not staying within those walls. They are moving through energy and spirit, reaching people who have not yet met you but will soon recognize you with the same certainty. This is why you have felt a stirring in your soul recently, a quiet anticipation that something monumental is on the horizon. Your face has become a signal to the universe. It carries the markings of resilience, unspoken wisdom, and divine favor. Those 15 individuals did not simply agree because of what they saw outwardly, they agreed because something in them felt compelled to acknowledge a truth larger than themselves. That is why not a single one opposed the statement about you. They felt the same magnetic pull, the same powerful acknowledgement that cannot be denied. Archangel Michael says, "Understand this. Their gathering was no accident. Heaven orchestrated every detail, the timing, the place, the people present, so that a unified recognition of your presence would be spoken into existence. That moment broke spiritual chains that have kept you underestimated and unseen. It was a declaration heard in the heavenly realm. This one is chosen, and the world will soon know it. In the days ahead, you will notice subtle yet undeniable changes. People who never paid you attention will suddenly remember you. Old connections you thought were lost will resurface, not by coincidence, but because they feel the same inexplicable draw that those 15 felt. The light on your face is no longer hidden, it is shining with divine purpose, visible to even those who once turned away from you. The comments made about you are already reshaping perceptions. What they said in that closed group is planting seeds of recognition in every environment you touch. Soon, admiration will outweigh doubt, honor will replace dismissal, and those who once whispered in private will openly speak blessings over your life. This is heaven's promise manifesting in real time. Archangel Michael says, "You have been chosen not just to be seen but to be remembered." The energy of that moment is echoing across places you've yet to walk, preparing doors to open before you arrive. Each word spoken about your face carried spiritual weight, forging a path for opportunities, protection, and divine favor to flood into your life. This awakening is not temporary. It is not a passing moment of attention. It is the beginning of a permanent elevation, a season where you will no longer struggle to be understood or validated. The recognition of your presence will follow you, creating breakthroughs in career, relationships, and personal growth. Even those who spoke with envy or misunderstanding in that group will soon be transformed. They will witness your rising light and will have no choice but to stand in awe of the divine hand upon your life. What was once whispered will be proclaimed. What was once doubted will become undeniable. The truth is, your journey was never meant to remain in silence. The comments, the agreement, the whispers, they were all divine instruments, striking the first notes of a song that heaven has been waiting for you to hear. This is your moment to step boldly into the light, carrying the knowing that you are seen, known, and divinely appointed for greatness.